Welcome to Living Magically. I am your host, Magical Michelle. It is a beautiful day back here in Orlando, Florida. Yes, I am home. It is literally only a few hours that I've been home, but I am back in Orlando. Give me a few days to get a little bit of rest. We also have a second wedding that we're in the middle of for the next couple of days. The wedding is on Wednesday and we have rehearsals and it's a big production. So we're wishing you so much blessings, Ashton and TJ. But if you don't know me, I am Magical Michelle, and I really just want to say thank you to all the people who were my hosts, friends, family, and even those who went on tour with us through magical Egypt. I really do love Egypt, probably more than any other place than Orlando, Florida. And it's incredible to go there. And I had the sheer joy and pleasure of being there for 40 days and 40 nights. And I got to see the entire country pretty much. If you come down that Nile tour, go to the Red Sea, all the things. And if that is something you're interested in ever doing with me, the next time I'm going to be doing that is February of 2027. So you have just over a year to have all the arrangements taken care of. So send me a message, because we'll be getting that information out this week, and it is a life-changing adventure. Every single time I go to Egypt, I come home more. I come home more remembered, more awake, more, all, completely. And I'm complete. When I come home, I feel whole and complete. There's just no other way to describe it. And this time it was extra special. It's always extra special. There's been a lot of lessons. And one of those lessons really is going to move into the theme of this week. October 13th, which is today, all the way through October 15th, there's a sweet spot where a lot of things are shifting in the sky. We're in the sign of Libra, which is ruled by Venus. Now, what's beautiful is Venus is moving into Libra, which means it's a sweet spot. Everybody loves a good Venus transit. I love a good Venus transit, especially being a Taurus, but everybody's going to feel more harmony. This is that moment in time where you can jump on the peace timeline. You can jump on the self-love timeline. You can jump on your joy, your happiness, your love, your light. And that's going to be especially the next week. We have about one more week of this lovely Libra energy. And Libra is all about balance, harmony, finding love, light, joy in your heart, your mind, your soul. And I can feel the energy here. Coming home today, I can feel fall in the air. I can feel we've moved from the equinox energy and into that magical season. The veil is starting to thin, and that is going to be made ever more clear as Pluto goes direct over the next 24 hours. And it's a slow moving transit, so you're going to feel it more in the next week. So as that happens, what you're going to feel like is less stuck. So this week, what area are you focusing on to get less stuck, to find more love, to find more peace, to find more harmony? This is going to be major themes this week. And if you want to dig in, this is a good time for you to just do a review. What is working for you? And Libra loves a good, solid self-care routine. So how can you take better sleep? How can you eat and take care of yourself a little bit better? How can you get more exercise? How can you pamper yourself? Luxury. How do you find people who make you feel good? This is a great week to spend time with people who make you feel better about yourself. And if you don't feel like being around anyone else, it's also a good time to just take a mini retreat. The moon has slid from full into a half crescent. It's like this very powerful energy in the sky where it's trying to help you let go. We have moved into the healing chamber. Venus also rules healing. Pluto also is about transformation. So what are you healing? What are you transforming? What are you allowing to let go? Because we're getting really close to that 21st will be the next new moon, powerful new moon, because it's the Hindu New Year, but also it's the new moon right before Samhain. And Samhain is when that veil thins, and the veil has thinned. I felt it about 4 days ago. It was like Thursday night in Cairo, and the moon was in the sky, and I was just like, oh, the veil thinned. The ancestors are talking. The energy is happening. So if you're getting messages from the other side, if you're getting messages from gods, goddesses, ascended masters, angels, if you're getting just intuitive hits, this is what this season is about. And so we come to this place where it might be time to set up an ancestor altar. It might be time to add a gratitude list to your review. What are you grateful for? Look at how far you've come. I know, I was just thinking before I got on this call, I've lost 50 pounds in the last year. And I want to go farther with that. But to just look at, I left 50 pounds behind. And I left an entire bag of clothes in Egypt because they were falling off my body. In fact, even this is a little loose. And so how far have you come? What is the act of devotion and dedication? And when I was traveling home, I was even more committed to a walking practice, to some exercise, to commit to the even deeper food commitment that's going to nourish my body. What's going to nourish me, both mentally, physically, spiritually? What is it that is that next layer of devotion, dedication? I'm very big on devotion and dedication versus the word discipline. Not my favorite word, because I always feel like that double meaning of discipline, which is where you're being punished. And when it becomes an act of devotion, when it becomes making your body the vessel for the indwelling spirit, when it has to do with becoming one with yourself, one with your goals, one with your light, one with your purpose, then it's devotion. And when you just have to do something that maybe you've been procrastinating on, maybe it's not easy, maybe it's just something you have to do, think of it as a dedication to your future self. We're all becoming that next version of us. That's what this particular season is. This Pluto transit that's happening right here, right now, is the death and rebirth phase. And I mean, especially as we're going to get into Scorpio season. So it's going to take about a week to really anchor in. And then next week, we're going to be in Scorpio. We're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. right at the beginning of Scorpio. So it doesn't, it's really powerful. It's really intense. I should check. It might be a new moon in Libra. I'm speaking out of turn because that was next week and I didn't do the research. But we're going to have a new moon on the 21st. And at some point around the 21st or 22nd, we're going to move into Scorpio. About then is when Pluto is going to start feeling that transformative energy. So I think you're going to really feel the deepening of this spiritual practice. Everyone's going to be feeling it. And the invitation here is, what do you want to set up as your new daily practice? What do you want to set up as your new daily, weekly, monthly practices? What are you going to dedicate time for in your life? Are you going to sit and become a vessel of receiving? Are you going to be the one who goes out and is in doing? What is it you desire? Desire is such a powerful word, and we don't give it enough credit. And my hope for you is that you will actually sit in this dark season. We are in the shadow season, the in-between. We're in that liminal space that happens at this time of year. The veil is thin. It started with that full moon last week, and it will go all the way into the middle of November and the 15 degree of Scorpio, which is going to be a very powerful energy. This weekend, what will be happening is we'll be in a dark moon phase, which will be like having a temple of healing. When we were in Egypt, we went in the darkest of nights into the temple of Philae. We could barely see, it was pitch black. We're looking at our feet just by the illumination of the stars. It wasn't really illuminated by the moon at that point. It was just the stars and the Milky Way. And we went all the way to the Holy of Holies. Now, in Egypt, when you're going to the Holy of Holies, it's at the far back of a temple. It's the place where the least amount of people have accessed. And so think of the Holiest Holies as your heart. Think of it as your mind, your inner temple, your place for your indwelling spirit. You are divine. You are the divine incarnate. And we went into this Holy of Holies, and it was a private visit. And what we did was we went in, and it was literally a dark chamber of healing. And in that, we left behind that old version of us. We moved through our deepest, darkest moment in the initiation of being completely in the dark and allowing the light to fill us, becoming the divine vessel for the light. And then as that changed, we moved out onto the terrace through the Hathor temple and out onto the terrace to the Nile, the purification of the waters. The sun rose and a new day was born, a rebirth. And so while I cannot take every one of you to Egypt, if you are here in your heart, in your mind, this weekend before the new moon on the 21st is the perfect time to make that moment happen. And if you are here in Orlando and would love to join us, we have a retreat that will have some of those elements at Center Street on Saturday the 25th. 25th, I think. I'm still jet lagged. I literally got off a plane a couple hours ago. So we'll put the link in the comments. But it is the Saturday after next. We're doing the most beautiful retreat, beautiful food, breath work. We'll do sound bowls. We will go through the elements of that devotional process of that inner healing of chamber. I've brought back some new oils from Egypt. So of course we're going to have Egyptian oil anointing, and we're going to celebrate that season. So if that's something you're interested in, there is only a limited amount of space and it's already partially full. So please sign up for that if that's something you're wanting to share with us. I would love you to be there. It is going to be very special. I'm sure all of you know, Samhain is one of my favorite holidays. I usually do something called Witchy Weekend, and I didn't do it this year because I just got back from 6 weeks in Egypt. And so we'll be doing just a one-day retreat at Center Street on Saturday. And it will be filled with all the things you know and love about my retreats. And as what happens every time we go to Center Street, it will sell out. So get your tickets really soon if this is something you want to do. It's very affordable, a whole day, including lunch, from the 10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock. We have a guest teacher. It's going to be incredible. And we have helicopters. I just wanted to be outside after being on the plane. It was like a 30-hour travel time by the time we left where we were, went to the airport, flew to Dubai, had a layover, and then a really long flight here. Worth every second of it. And that's another theme here, is whatever you want to do, it's worth overdoing. It's worth really going all the way. There is something about a pilgrimage. There is something about making the effort to meet your desires and to bring that into play. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's worth making a little effort. And that's one of the themes that's happening right now. Really show the algorithm of life that you're willing to make the devotional practice. You're willing to take that next forward step. My knee locked up while I was in Egypt. Had been feeling perfect all the way. I got all the way to the top of the pyramid, to the king's chamber, no problem. But a couple of days after that, I had a little locking of my knee, and so I started going through what is the move that I'm not making. And sure enough, there was an energy that I cleared from my body, and that was the next spiritual step, which everything comes back to devotion for me right now. And so what is your next spiritual step, and how are you going to make a difference in your own life? This beautiful energy. It's a really beautiful transit. I think you guys are going to like the next couple of weeks. It's magic. Tis the season of the witch. Tis the season of the veil is thin. It's a beautiful astrological map over the next couple of weeks, and it's a lot lighter than it was during eclipse season. And I feel like you're going to see that forward momentum. And a little bit of good news, 2026 is a lot better astrologically than 2025. So start feeling this this momentum. Now is when we start getting momentum. And any little step you take right now is going to help you with that. So all in all, I know there's so many more things that I want to say, but because of travel, this is all I have for today. I I'm probably just going to make another couple videos over the next few days and roll some things out that I wanted to share. But number one, really lean into all the things that have to do with Venus. Venus ruling love, money, home, and peace. Peace, love, harmony, and last but not least, devotion. If you're looking for a romantic weekend, this is a great weekend for it, because of that transit where Venus is going to finally be in one of her signs, which is Libra. So it could be romantic love, but more importantly, and you know this is always going to be true in my world, self-love. And self-love is an act of devotion to the divine. And if I can't reiterate that more, self-love is devotion to the divine within you, the God or goddess that lives within you. So if you feel selfish taking care of yourself, if you feel selfish taking time for yourself, reframe that to you are no good to anyone if you are not taking care of yourself. And so I want to leave you with a little mantra, a little idea. I crack myself open. I release all the things holding me back from receiving, including control, and especially I leave behind lack. And from there, I am open to receive. I am a vessel to receive love, joy, money, abundance, and light. And with all of that, I send you love. I send you activation for your love and peace timeline. And I'll see you again next week. Live magically.